Yes, welcome everyone. Another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man, and today this shot is from my Instagram, actually, on a sort of walking bridge or walking overpass, looking into Shibuya. Here you see the Shibuya redevelopment right here. This is the Sakuragaoka redevelopment. This is called the Stream Building, and right behind it here is the Shibuya Crossing Building. Anyway, today we are going to cover a property in Tokyo, but it's a little bit different. It is going to be way out there. Not everyone wants to live here in the center of Tokyo, and I get it. And today's video, we're going to move out here to the edge of Tokyo. And this is Hachioji, and it's really great. You'll see, too, if we back, I'll try to back the map out here so you can really see some of understand the geography of what we're looking at here. Hachioji is really the edge here you see to the left here. This says it's not going to show any, we're too high up for it to show any properties. That's what's indicating. But you see up in this area here, this is all mountainous, and it's really impossible to live in it. And the people of Japan, like I mentioned so many videos before, whether here on the other channel, have decided the living space from time and memorial. And that's these are all mountains, and even over here it's going to be Mount Fuji, like is going to be back this way here, and you can see that one of the nice things about Hachioji is it's sort of it has great access points. I've seen if you've seen any other videos I've done on Hachioji, what happens? It sits here in this sort of uh, western corner of Tokyo, but it has great access and transportation routes here to Tokyo and as well Yokohama. And we'll try to move the map in a little bit closer because I did find one sort of really cool listing here in Hachioji today that we could sort of look at. Um, and I have set the listing parameters here for what we're looking at here today, for the properties that we're looking at here today. Is anything over, or excuse me, under 250,000 Japanese, you'd say in Japanese, 2500万の下の以下. So everything under there. And you can see, actually, there's a lot of supply. And that might, in some ways, indicate that the market, in some ways, you could say, is this a broken market? Is this a lack of demand? I don't think so. I just think there's just more supply out here, and it's just good deals here. But they're not going to be like IKEA prices. You can see too, if we expand the we can even go up to $1.5 million. And then we're going to tremendously bring in some more supply. And you can you'll see Bruce's or the Tokyo Real Estate Man's famous red pill here. We want to be near red pill. There's red pill samples here. When we're looking at what's this one? This is 1.3 million basically. And it is 183 meter 3 LDK used house right there. This one here is, let's guess that it's going to be 800,000 or Hasenman. Pretty close, Narasen 480 man. 320 meters, 6 LDK. That's interesting. Look at that. We could even crack that listing open and have a little brief little look at it right here. Just look at it. There might not be much there other than just a really, really, really big house. And it looks like a really big house too. And oh, it's a beautiful house. That's a beautiful house. See, it looks yeah, I'm guessing right now that it was built in the early 2000s, 320 meters. So that would be, I guess, the middle of the market. And you can see it's not totally up to date or anything like that, or even needs some improvement. So that's an interesting one to look at. Anyway, one thing we could look at, I'd like to see the actual how much land was in this one. 283 meters of land with 320 meters of internal building space. That's really big, and built in 1993. So I was off a little bit. Anyhow, I was just looking at that one for a mere reference. We can move the list, the tab over here to the one I wanted to look at today, which is this one for basically 2001 Nissan month. And this is it. This is a two-story basic house, and it's really basic, nice, and it has a parking spot. And I thought we could look at it right here. And this is the house right here. Here's a driveway here to the just to the left, and it's been updated. And this is, I think, the market here in Hachioji is really active for redevelopers or at this level, like just fixer-upper builders, and they would come in here and they perhaps just redo these houses or buy these houses at a discount from the buyer, fix it up and sell it. The real estate companies or the construction guys, and that's what they're doing here. And this is a house that was built, I think it said in the 1980s, but it's all been updated and it has everything that you should need right there. And I thought it was a really good deal and a really good placement. And there's a driveway there, which is really the key in Hachioji. Of course, there's great train access and stuff like if you want to go into Shibuya, like where we saw the picture there earlier. But if you just want to live locally, the systems in Hachioji are basically car-based systems or like coal guy or suburban sort of systems. And here's your parking lot right there. And it looks like it could looks like it could fit possibly two cars. So that's really I think it's a really interesting property. And it's being staged very nice. I guess I could expand the pictures there. I'm sorry about that. And, yeah, there you go. And you can see it, the real estate agents are pointing out that there's Eon Food Stall. What a brilliant company, Eon. It sort of destroyed the Japanese shopping street in some way, and it is a conglomerate, but it is still a tremendous company. Anyways, we'll cut down here to the information with the listing. This is a bare bones house, and as I mentioned, this is the KO line, and it's 20 minutes from KO Hachioji Station. Okay, so quite a distance. And I don't think you'd always be using the train if you had a K truck here. And I just brought a K truck here into Vancouver. I can cut over here to the Instagram to show you it. This one right here, and I was driving it around for a couple of weeks. And these kind of K trucks, or you wouldn't necessarily get a K truck like this. You might get a K van or a K car. These kind of trucks are 660 cc motors, and they hardly use any gas at all. So really, you're really ahead of gas economy. And Japan is really positioned really well in that way for an oil shock because the much of the consumer driving fleet is these kind of smaller engines. And you can see this one right here. I'm driving at 80, I think just under 80 kilometers an hour as these gas guzzlers go by me. So, and I drove it a lot of places and I didn't use hardly any gas for a couple of weeks. Anyway, that's the little story on that one there. We can cut, cut back here to cut back here to the listing, but this this sort of K truck and stuff like that breaks this sort of this geography between you have private space, you have your own house, and then the distance to the station. Uh, you could use the bus to go to the station. You can see the bus is 5 minutes away. And I guess that would be the bus stop in Hachioji Yubinkyoku, and it's at the bus stop. I guess from the bus stop to the station, 8 minutes as well. So you wouldn't have to use your car. The transportation systems are in place that this would be really good. But if when you want to go do your grocery shopping and that, you need your car. All the systems, of course, are working. Josui Geisi, Toshi Gas, and Denki. There's a system kitchen in the unit 3 LDK. 59 meters of land, 66 meters of internal space, two-floor mokuzo, which means wood. I'm going to maybe teach some of these words. This is chushajo, and this is ari. Ari means have, and it also means arigato. And this is murio, which is free. It's not quite free. You need Nissan Monter, 200,000 Canadian to get this house. And this is this is a Kemperitsu, by the way. This is the this is not going to really matter so much here in Hachioji, but this is the relative the percentage of building that you can make in relative relative to the amount of land that you have. Just zoning restrictions, stuff like this. Presently occupied, as you can see, it's being sold here by the real estate companies. And going into the spring market, this is the most coming into the biggest season, which is March, April, May, and June into the real estate market. And then it'll pick up again in September, October, and November again. If there's just like up and down times, that would be the up and down time. Have a look here at the, I was unable, I landed us here and I was unable somehow to, I think that this listing is not providing the absolute uh, address here in terms of the map. A lot of the times I can land in there and get it. Unless, is this the one right here? Is that the house right there? No, that's not the house right there. But this is the character of the neighborhood. The map was indicating that the house is right there, but that's an apartment building, and I don't think uh, it's it's indicating an approximate location of this house. But you can judge here and glean from these pictures here what this neighborhood is about, which is this is a Japanese suburban neighborhood right there, and this is exactly uh, what what I expect. But uh, when I it's still a very condensed neighborhood, is it not? In a lot of ways, you're seeing a house here, an older house right there, but see a lot of newer product, just like this one right here, probably built in the early 2000s, for example, and that one there too. So then you see an older house here, right there, probably from the 1970s or the 1980s, and oh, you see all kinds, and that looks like one that was built perhaps in the 1990s with a very generous lot. I wonder if that's like a temple or something like that. Has a little parking lot. So you might not know it, but the temple, the having a temple in Japan is almost like a business. There we have that little house there, but I can't find it. Anyway, what else we could do is you could pop up and I could show you the proximity of the grocery stores. And there was one about 14 minutes away. I searched it earlier. I think I have to unclick it likely for it to come up. There's a convenience store right there. And but their convenience stores are going to be everywhere. The most important would be the grocery store. Is it indicating it? Yeah, I think it said it was 14 minutes away. And yeah, you could either walk. That's a 14-minute walk, which is a nice walk, or you could take your car. And as I said, here in Hachioji, the systems are going to be more car-based. You can see it's a pretty spacious place here for the grocery store. We'll try to land us like right here and have a look at what the grocery store is here, and you can see that you would want for nothing here. Like we have a full grocery store. This is the kanji here for kusuri, which is the yakyoku or the drugstore. So it's basically everything you need locally. And if we can come here into this parking lot too, you can see that much of I mean, there's a K truck right there, just like the one I was driving. There's a high ace right there, but there's also a K car. So most of the people in this area, if you look at the kind of cars that are going to be on the road here, there's a K car there. There's a new build right there, by the way. And there's ample parking spots. So if you want to get a second car these are the parking spots for this sort of smaller building right there. And you can see everyone for the most part is driving the K car. It's just it was a good decision by Japan in the 1970s and 80s to go with this sort of K truck technology because it just does not it does not drain the economy of its sort of surplus. Does not go to like, oh, there's a post office, by the way, right there. There's a post office right there. It doesn't drain, but still a lot of people would still use bikes. That might even be an electronic bike right there. So much you can learn from these pictures. It's just great. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. I guess we could end on a lead picture here of the listing. This is the Genkan going in. You can see this an older tile here in the listing that could be easily updated, but why? I think this is you get what you get with it. Other things we could briefly look at, I guess, would be the financial sort of if you're coming inside in Japan, and there's lots of supply for houses like this in the Hachioji market at this price. You'd be looking at when it's priced at I guess we can move this down slightly right here to point. Oh God, what have I done here? What is Tokyo Real Estate Man done? If we go here to 0.86 right here, that gives you the first 5 years of the 35 plot. So your first 5 years with this, we have to put atomic in a down payment of 500 mon. Okay, and your payments to be in this house are basically 400 Canadian dollars a month. Savings portion on the loan is $360 a month. Your drag or the interest portions of it on it is $60 a month. These numbers, they just work. They just work. Unbelievable. Total price for this house, as calculated in U.S. dollars, is $129,000. Screaming deal. So you're into a great neighborhood. You're going to have liquidity with this house, or U-turnability, as I always talk about. So uh, I think it's the way to go. Anyway, this is kind of the cheaper areas in Tokyo. Okay, where you still have access to Tokyo, you have liquidity, you have access to nature, and it's a no-brainer for the people who don't want to live here in the central wards of Tokyo, like crazy heads like I, who happen to like uh, to live in crazy urban environments like this. It's just a little bit more my style, and everyone's going to be a little bit different. If you're interested in a, a house in Tokyo, you can always come to the website, DM me here at Tokyo Real Estate website, or failing that, you can always go to the website, like I always mention, Tokyo Real Estate website. Contact box isn't working. I paid a guy to fix it. I'm not convinced it's working, so I just put. You could try both, and you can always give me an email directly to my email there, bjmccullough@yahoo.com. Thank you for taking the time to always watch the videos from me, the Tokyo Real Estate Man. Is there any interesting videos that we could sort of end on here? Maybe there's this one sort of train video here in Shibuya we could end on. Thank you for taking the time to watch another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. いつもこのチャンネル見てるの皆様、本当にありがとうございます。この動画で、ここでもう終わりです。ありがとうございます。